Okay, ladies, we're going to do molar heat of fusion of water. Right now, I have warm water that has initial volume of 97.9 mils. I'm going to take the initial temperature of that. Make sure the thermometer's not touching anything but that water. I'm going to get some ice. Looks like we have an initial temperature of, I'm going to wait until it settles down a little bit and then I'll put some ice in it. So we're going to go with 55.0 degrees Celsius. And then I'm going to add the ice and bring the temperature down to about 4 degrees Celsius. Mix that up. We're basically melting ice here, and we're seeing how much heat energy it takes to do that. And I'm going to keep ice in this beaker until I get that temperature nice and cold to 4. And again, I'm just melting a bunch of the ice using that warm water. The heat's transferring from that warm water to the ice cubes and melting it. So the amount of heat energy given off by the warm water is the same amount of energy that the ice cubes are absorbing. Okay, so now that I'm at about 4, I'm going to pull out my leftover ice cubes and then see what my final temperature is. We'll see what the lowest possible temperature ends up being for this. And once it starts going back up, that will be my temperature final. I think it's probably going to be about 3.5, but let's just make sure. And then we will get our final volume of water. So once the temperature starts going up, that means that the air then is working to warm the temperature. So we want the lowest possible temperature that we had. And since that temperature is not dropping anymore, I'm going to call it 3.5 because as time goes on, that will just go up. As you see now, it went to 3.6. So I'm going to then get my volume of my water with my ice cubes. So I'm going to do this in 2 steps. And I read the bottom of the meniscus. I can read to the nearest 1/10 of a mil. So I've got these 2 mils. Get the rest of my water because now I had over 100 mils. All my volume. Exactly. It's going to be 2, 65. Okay, so V final equals 165.2 mils. So I've got V initial as 97.9 mils. T initial is 55 degrees Celsius. I added the ice, brought the temperature down. My final temperature was 3.5 degrees Celsius. And my final volume was 165.2 mils. And that's the data that you would need to do the calculations. And again, we're looking for the molar heat of fusion, which is a standard amount of energy that it takes to melt ice, ultimately to turn something from a solid to a liquid.